Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video, I will show you how to create an Android plugin for displaying a date picker module, a date picker as well as time picker, and a combination of both in Godot game engine. So if you're working with date and time, it can get a little bit tedious as well. So it's better to display the date picker module or time picker module directly to the user. Again, this is Android specific only, but you can avoid a lot of bugs due to this. So yeah, let's get started. So if you want, you can go through this documentation, but based on this documentation, I have created a cheat sheet. I will be following this cheat sheet. At the time of recording this video, I am using Godot 4.4.0, but I think same steps will work from Godot 4.2.0 and so on. So first you need to create an Android project. So for that you need to have Android Studio installed. So I have already installed it. To create an Android project, you just have to click on new project, and here you will have to select empty views activity, or you can select an empty activity as well. I'll just select empty views activity, click next. Here you can give it whatever name you feel like. I have just given it as my Android project. So I have already created a project, so I will be using that project. So just give it some name and just click on finish. So I have already created a project, so I will open the existing project which I have. Now once you create a project, it will take a bit of time to load because it needs to do all that Gradle syncing stuff, and if you're doing this for the very first time, again it will take a bit of time, depending on your RAM and memory as well. uh, so I'll just close everything, not to confuse you guys. But once Gradle syncing is done, you should see two things: this app folder as well as this Gradle scripts. You won't see this library, so you need to create this my library, or you can give it whatever name you feel like. Just for convenience sake, I have named it as my library. So just go to your app folder. Okay, just click on your app folder. Once Gradle syncing is done, you should be inside the Android drop down. Okay, Android tab. It will automatically like show you the Android tab once the Gradle syncing is done. So just be patient. So you have to click on the app folder, right click, new module. Here you will have to select Android library, and here you will again name it whatever you feel like. I have named it as my library. Change the package name to whatever you feel like. Typically it is com dot your company name dot your package name. Set language is Kotlin. Minimum SDK is 26, but if you want to change it, you can change it. Keep a note of this minimum SDK because we need to change this on the Godot side as well. And build configuration is Kotlin DSL, and then just click on finish. Now it is not allowing me to click on finish because I already have this my library folder created. You just have to click on finish. Again, this will take a bit of time due to Gradle syncing, so just be patient. Once everything is done and you are able to see this my library, you will have to open this Gradle scripts. You will have to go to this build.gradle.kts of my library, and you will need to first add this dependency of org.godot Now this should be the version of Godot which you are using. I'm using Godot 4.4.0. That's why I'm using this version over here as well. So make sure you change this version to whatever Godot engine version you are using. Once you add this particular thing over here, you will see a sync now button. Instead of this open button, you will see a sync now. Just click on that sync now, and it will automatically download the dependencies for you from Maven. Once it has downloaded the dependency, you will have to open your my library, go to Kotlin plus Java, and open the first like inside the first folder you will not see anything. So I have already created this Kotlin file as well, so you need to create this Kotlin file. So to create the Kotlin file, you can just right click, new, and select Kotlin class file and name it as Godot Android plugin, how I have named it, and just click on enter. It will automatically create the file for you. So for now, let's go through this code. Again, this should be your own package name. Don't copy my package name, and it should be present by default once you create a Kotlin file, so you don't need to change it, and you need to copy all these imports first. Then here is our class Godot Android plugin, which extends Godot plugin. Now we need to override this get plugin name. I have named it as my plugin. You can name it again whatever you feel like, but do remember this name because this name will be used in a lot other places as well. Then here we override this get plugin signals method as well, and here we create a mutable set of Then we just add this date time signal. So signal is basically used to send data from native Android side to Godot side. You can name this signal whatever you feel like there are three methods which I have created. So if you want to create three different signals, you can do that, but I'm just using one signal for everything. And the data which I'm sending is string data type, I mean. And here we are returning our signal. Then here I have created one method called pick date time, and it is annotated with @ used by Godot, so it can be called from GD script as well. Then here we just have a method called run on UI thread. So first we get hold of our calendar, then we get hold of our year, month and day. I'll just minimize this. Okay, then we get hold of our, then we create a date picker dialog, pass our activity to it. Then here we have our selected year, selected month and selected day as well. Then we get hold of our hour and minute time as well. Then in this particular method I'm showing both date and time dialog to the user. So once we have the date dialog dismissed, we are again showing the time picker dialog as well, and it has the selected hour and selected minute, and we are also passing the activity. And once the user has selected the time as well, we just combine everything. So here is the entire thing, like the date as well as the time, and then we with the help of this emit signal we send it back to Godot side. And here I'm just using this hour, minute and is 24 hours view. So if you want, you can keep it false as well, so up to you. And then we just call this show method, and for this date picker dialog we pass the year, month and date. So you can play around with this if you feel like. And then we just call the show method on date picker dialog as well. Then here we have created another method called pick date. Again, it is the same thing what we have done above. The only thing is we are not displaying this time picker dialog. Rest everything is same. So as you can see, here is our calendar, year, month and day, and here is our date picker dialog. Passing our activity to it, we get the selected date, and then we pass the selected date to GD script side. Here is our pick time method as well. Again, here is our calendar, hour and minute. Here is our time picker dialog. We pass the activity to it, and here we just construct the time based on what the user has passed. And again, we just emit the data back to GD script side or Godot side. Then you need to go to manifest, android manifest.xml, and here you will have to add this bit of code. Now firstly, this particular thing should be your own plugin name. So in case if you forgot, this is your plugin name, so just make sure you change it to whatever is your plugin name. And this should be your own package name. So in case if you want your package name, again scroll up, so this is your package name, so make sure you copy that as well and paste it over here. And this is our Kotlin class file name. Then you need to go to the project drop down, and inside your my library you need to create this particular directory called export scripts template. So right click, new directory, and name it as export scripts template. I won't be creating it because I have already have it, so it won't allow me to create this. Okay, I think it might, okay, I think I'm misspelled it, so something like this. So it is saying that I already have this, so you will have to create this directory. Then inside this directory you need to create two files, export underscore plugin.gd and plugin.cfg. Now to create a normal file, right click again, new, and just select file and name it export underscore plugin.gd and plugin.cfg. so you get the point. Then inside plugin.cfg, firstly again this should be your own plugin name, change the description author to whatever you feel like, rest everything will remain the same. Okay, then come to again all this code is in the documentation, so if you want you can refer the documentation as well. Then go to export underscore plugin.gd. now this again I have copied it from the Godot documentation, not much over here, so just copy all this code. But important thing is this should be your own plugin name, rest everything you can just copy paste it like how I have written it over here. Now there could be some indentation error if you're typing it by hand on Android Studio, because like this .gd files are not really supported. I mean, there is some GD script plugin, but I don't want to install it. Even if there is some kind of indentation error, it's fine, because we need to copy this file to Godot game engine, and before you run the application, Godot will tell you that if there is any indentation error. Okay, so again, so make sure you copy all this code. Then okay, let me just check my cheat sheet once. So we have done with this, and done with this. Then we need to cd to our Android project. Okay, so go to your terminal, and here you can see I'm already inside my Android project. Just cd to your Android project, and then you need to run this command /gradle w assemble. So what basically it does is, let me just show it to you. uh, so here is my Android project, right? So you will have to go to my library, build, outputs, AR, and here it should create two AR files for us. So here you can see it has created. Now in your case, again, it might take a bit of time if you are doing this for the very first time. Then you just have to open Godot game engine. So just create a Godot project. I have already created a Godot project, so I'll just open the existing Godot project. Then I'll just open one more window. Godot. Okay, so inside your Godot project, first you will have to create a folder called add-ons. You can either create it from File Explorer or from Godot Game Engine as well. It's your wish. I'm more comfortable with File Explorer. So first create a folder called add-ons. Okay, inside that you will have to create a folder with your own plugin name. So I have created that. Again, it should be your own plugin name, which you define it on Android side. Then inside that you will have to drag and drop these two files, export underscore plugin.gd and plugin.cfg, which we created inside Android Studio, right? So these two files you will have to copy paste it over here. Now this particular file was automatically created by Godot. I think this is a new thing from Godot 4.4.0. To track how files are changed. So ignore this particular file. Even if it is not created for you, that's fine as well. So we just need these two files. Now once you again we'll come back to that later. So now create a bin folder as well, and inside bin you will have to create two folders, debug and release. Now inside the debug folder you will have to copy the debug.ar file, and inside the release folder you will have to copy the release.ar file, but make sure you change the file name. So I have already copied it, that's why I'm not copying it again. But yeah, you can just drag and drop this from your Android Studio Android library project inside this debug folder. Like I said, you will have to rename the file to whatever is your plugin name -debug.ar and whatever is your plugin name -release.ar. Now you can open Godot Game Engine, and if you're just open this add-ons, my plugins, and open this export underscore plugin.gd, and Godot will automatically tell you if there is any indentation error. So yeah, maybe you can fix that particular part if it is showing you an error. If not, yeah, ignore. Then you will have to go to project, export, and here you will have to click on add Android. I have already added it, and here you will have to select use Gradle build. Now if you remember, we had set the minimum SDK as 26, so that's what I have said. At the bottom over here you might see a fix import button with some red color error as well. It will have a fix import button, just click on that as well, and here you will have to select Android architecture which you are trying to test on. If you don't know what your real device Android architecture is, just select all four of this. It will just take a bit of time to run your application, but yeah, just to be on the safer side. Okay, once that is done, you again have to go to project, install Android build template. So if you are doing it again for the very first time, I have already installed it, but if you are doing it for the very first time, you will have to download it. Once you have downloaded it, then you will have to install it, and once you have installed it, you should see this Android folder being created for you automatically. Again, the downloading might take a bit of time, but the installation is pretty quick. Then you will have to go to project settings, go to plugins, and make sure you check this particular checkbox as well. So this is important. Then just create one scene. I have just taken a node 2D, and here I have just taken three buttons, one for date time, one for date, and one for time, and just one label to display like whatever date time the user has selected. Then attach one script to this node 2D. So here you can see I have attached one script to this, and here we have just first create a variable called my plugin. Here is our Android plugin, and here we create one uh, like we have creating a reference of our label. Here is our ready function, uh, which will initialize our plugin. So that's what we are doing over here, and we are also connecting our signal. So once the signal is sent, this method will get triggered automatically, and we are just like displaying the data inside the label text whenever we get any data. And here we have also, so just go to each and every button, go to node and double click on this press signal, and it will create this on button press. Then go to button 2, click, double click on this press, it will automatically create this method, and this press 3 as well. So I have created on click listener for on press listener for all these three buttons. For first button we are just doing if Android plugin is initialized, then we call pick date time, then second is pick date, and third one is pick time. Okay. So yeah, I think that should be it. Now let me run the application and show you guys the output. So yeah, I'll just quickly do it and come back and show you guys the video output. Okay guys, so here is the output. So I'll just click on this date time button first, and here you can see it has presented the date time option. So I will just select some date, I'll click on OK, and here you can see it has automatically presented the time option as well. Just select some time, I'll click on OK, and here you can see I'm mirroring my device, so the output is little laggy, just bear with me over here. So here you can see it has picked the time. Now same for date as well, just I'll just select some date, I'll click on OK. Okay, and I'll just select this time as well, I'll click on some time, and I'll click on OK. So yeah, that's it. Again, I'm mirroring my device, so the output is a little laggy. So yeah, here is the time. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.